All right, everyone. It's time to eat it here on the program. I have no excuses. I don't have anything to say other than that. I played bad this week. I feel bad about how I played, and I swapped into something that is even worse than what I played. And I'm really not looking forward to the next 30 to 45 minutes of this program. And you guys, you know what makes it worse is my favorite football team, the Kansas City Chiefs, is going to take the field against the Houston Texans when we get done with this program without 3/5 of their starting offensive line and against the best defensive line in the NFL. And if they lose that game, their season is over. So this really does have the chance to be a brutal Sunday evening. How are we doing, gentlemen?
I'm doing pretty damn good considering my cash lineup kind of sucked the buns. What about you, Nate?
I mean, I had a good day in DFS, but I mean, ending it on that Bears play was tilting.
You did have a good day in DFS. Very good read from our man Nathaniel Noling on Puka Nacua. So shout out to him. So I guess let's just start here because all of us made the same goddamn decision at quarterback. We all played Jayden Daniels at quarterback. These are the top 38 optimal lineups from Run the Sims. Jayden Daniels, Devin Neal, Breece Hall, Burden, Michael Wilson, JSN, Kyle Pitts, James Cook, and the Raiders defense. That's a little wonky compared to the ETR optos. The ETR optos had Josh Allen, all Josh Allen, one Jacoby, some Josh Jacobs. All of them had Kyle Pitts. All of them had Puka Nacua. All of them had Michael Wilson. We looked at Josh Allen, basically the best player in fantasy football, a singular force. And we said, you know what, let's do instead of that? How about instead of playing Josh Allen or maybe even Jacoby Brissett, maybe even just a guy who gets 20 points every single week, rain or shine. And we said, no, you know what we should do? We should play a guy on a team who stinks, who's probably playing with a broken arm. Let's just jam Jayden Daniels in cash games.
At least he had a good matchup.
At least he had a great matchup.
Wait a second. He had a terrible matchup. He was playing the Minnesota Vikings, who were like a super hardcore attacking defense. Like the Vikings might suck, but their defense is really good. I don't know why the hell I played Jayden Daniels. Actually, that's not true. I do know why I played Jayden Daniels. Here's why. Because I'm an idiot. Because I'm a stone coward. I mean, Jacoby Brissett was 5,700. Jayden Daniels was 6K. And for some reason, I was like, well, I couldn't find out anything to do with that $300. And I was like, well, can't leave $300 on the table. Jayden Daniels, is one of the top 4 QBs picked in seasonal drafts this year. He's in the dome, it should be okay. It was terrible. Why did we? I mean, playing Josh Allen is a matter of construction, but playing Jayden Daniels, busted ass Jayden Daniels against Jacoby Brissett, who throws 45 to 60 times every game, that is egregious and mentally weak. And I'm frankly ashamed of myself. I'm going to be honest. Like, I can't believe I would have given anything to go back in time and just say, yeah, I'll play Brissett over Jayden Daniels. It just makes so much sense. Screw the $300. I'm at a loss.
I'm
glad that you're ashamed because I'm ashamed of you too. Like, this is the year you had one job gift. You're the one here who's supposed to know ball. You're the one
who's supposed to play Brissett.
You're the one here who's supposed to tell us, hey guys, you can't play a guy going up against Brian Flores' D who is hurt. He's going to be turned into a pumpkin. You can't play Jayden Daniels in this spot. You are supposed to help us here.
Nate.
This is your role.
Nate, I let you down. I let you down. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say for myself. I'm a fucking fish, like a stone fish. And I think it might be fair to say that I don't know ball. Just gonna throw it out there.
It's just like, at the end of the day, I know what I was thinking. Like, I know why I played him. I'm like, oh well, he's got a little bit of rushing. He's got a little bit of rushing floor. He's got McLaurin back. He should, they're going to have 4 quarters. They were favored in this game. They were 1.5 point favorites. And to me, like, this is obviously very hindsight analysis, but you look at that and you're like, well, if JJ McCarthy is really the worst quarterback of all time and Jayden Daniels is back, shouldn't they be more than 1.5 point favorites? Like, isn't that kind of a very fishy Las Vegas line? Like, that's a no one really knows what's going to happen here. No one really knows what to make of either of these teams. Like, Brosmer was so bad last week. And then, to really jam the knife in, Dan Quinn said to the media, like, he was fine. He could have went back in the game, but they just basically like waved the white flag.
Nice. Yeah. Good, Dan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that.
Did you guys consider Josh Allen at all? Or was it like, oh, we can't play the best quarterback of the last 15 years with snow?
No, the quarterback I had was Trevor Lawrence. I had $5,400 Trevor Lawrence. I had actually the lineup I had overnight. I think it still would have lost because it had Chase instead of Puka, but it was Trevor Lawrence, Achane, Cook, Walker, Chase, Michael Wilson, Luther Burden, Fannin, and the Saints defense.
Oh, you would have smashed Fannin.
I know, because dude, Jamar Chase got 4 points or like 6 points or something. So it would not have been a smash. Even with like the 30 or whatever from Fannin, I'm pretty sure it's still a loss. But we all played Devin Achane. I mean, obviously Achane was like the top play of the slate. He gets injured. He injures his rib on a 30-yard run. So he ends up short of the bonus. And the sick thing is he was not even, like, he was owned. He was 55% in the massive 55. So he gets the bonus. He gets one of the touchdowns because Ollie Gordon scored and Jalen Wright scored. So he gets one of those. Then he gets to 30. And then I like, my team is like, I don't have to swap. So obviously we're gonna get to the swap. But if you have Achane, then you don't have to swap. Then you get to keep. But like Achane, obviously, I think was the best play. And then I guess one of you didn't play Cook. Nate, you did not play James Cook. Explain yourself. I mean, obviously it worked out, but why not?
Puka. And there was no builds I could do with Puka and Cook that didn't really punt somewhere. I mean, I already was punting with Barner, and I couldn't also get Cook. So I thought Achane was the number one, Puka was my number 2, and that's how it went, fading Cook.
Yeah, I mean, James Cook was he fumbled 3 times or just twice? He fumbled out of the back. Oh, he fumbled out of the back of the end zone. But it was ruled what? So it was ruled not a fumble. I don't remember.
I think it was ruled it went out of bounds before it got to the end zone.
So then it was a hold. It would have been called back anyway. But
yeah.
And then he did fumble on what would have been another touchdown. He was walking in for a touchdown and he fumbled on that for no reason. Just like the most unnecessary fumbling for no reason.
I thought this was Shady McCoy Snow Game Part 2, where we were gonna just like completely nuke Nate on this one. And
I don't want to criticize Nate's lineup because I do think playing like Puka obviously was good. I would not have played this team. I felt like James Cook was a lock. I was just like, man,
I did too.
He's 7,800. He was 900 less than Puka. He was 1,300 less than JSN. And I'm like, dude, James Cook in the fucking snow against the worst run defense in the NFL. The Bengals are a bottom 5 DVOA defense of all time since they started tracking DVOA. Like, I was just like, this is 33 carries, 214 yards. Like, I thought this was just, like, I was ready for James Cook to score 45.
Me too. And I mean, he got 20 touches at home in the snow against Cincinnati and just didn't get there. I mean, fuck. Like, come on, man. The one time I finally played James Cook, I never play this guy. Like, but yeah, the spot was like just so good. It It was so good. I mean, Jesus. And Nate's like, well, I couldn't put in all these good plays, Mr. Nate. Oh, it's all about the whole lineup. It's not just one player. He blows it all up for fucking Puka Nacua the week that Puka decides to put 2 in the end zone. This guy's down 14 touchdowns to 4 against Devontae Adams and just like completely
a bit closer after today.
I have played Puka so many times this year and watched Devontae Adams get the touchdowns that it was just martingale. I was just like, I got to keep doing this.
I respect it. I respect it.
This was the week because I played Puka everywhere in tournaments too, and so it felt good.
Yeah, I respect that.
Like at the end of the day, I wouldn't have played it, but I think it's like totally an agreeable decision to make. Other than I do think
expected Puka to really end the year. I think he had like 12% of the receiving touchdowns for the Rams at this point. That was not going to stay that way.
No,
Puka
I'm not.
All-time talent.
I'm not criticizing the Puka play. I think it was totally sharp. If I were to leverage not even a criticism, but the reason why, because you put this lineup in our chat, the reason why I didn't want to play it is, one, I did not think Barner was like in the realm, a universe of a play. I would have played Fannin for sure. But I also like the Optos obviously were giving a ton of 2 tight end. I thought it was bad because if you just were willing to play the Saints defense and then work a couple things around, it got there super easy. And I mean, absolute offense intended. I know you won, but huge offense intended to anyone who played the Commanders D. An all-time non-ball knowing play here. You can't turn a bad defense into a good defense just because they're playing a shitty quarterback. Like the quarterback has to be so shitty. The Commanders
he is so shitty. I disagree with this actually completely.
JJ McCarthy has been that.
Man, the Commanders defense before today, and obviously it's only going to get worse. The Commanders defense, 7.7 net adjusted yards per attempt allowed. The stone
you had it fucking up.
They are the stone worst passing defense in the National Football League. I think the Titans and them literally scored the same amount of points, but the point that I'm making is about just playing the Saints, because the Saints got to play against Baker Mayfield without Tristan Wirfs. And I don't know, what did the Saints score? Like, Saints scored 3 points, but it didn't matter. But the point being is playing Barner as a result of needing to pay up a defense, I thought was bad.
I don't think there's much getting around that. I mean, AJ Barner, mate, like he's in play for 0 receptions. Yeah, can't do it. But I mean, literally, you just use the $500 to go up to Fannin. You go down to the Saints. Like, yeah, great lineup. Good job, Nate. But
yeah, obviously it's a very minor criticism. So Sammy and I, this is Nate's team in its entirety: JAYDEN Daniels, Josh Jacobs, Devin Achane, Puka Nacua, Michael Wilson, Luther Bird, and AJ Barner, Kyle Pitts, and the Commies. So we all played Jacobs, we all played Achane, we all played Michael Wilson, we all played Burden, and we all played Pitts. I played the Saints D. Sammy played the Saints D. Sammy and I had the same team before we swapped. Before I swapped, and then Sammy did one swap as well. So Sammy and I played JAYDEN Daniels, Devin Achane, James Cook, Michael Wilson, Luther Burden, Adonai Mitchell, Kyle Pitts, Kyron Williams, and the Saints D. I swapped
because you got because you guys thought it's egregious to play a 3,300 tight end that could be a 0. I'd rather play a 4,600 wide receiver who could be a 0.
Dude.
Well, I mean, if you know ball at all, you knew after last week there was no way Adonai Mitchell was going to do anything.
You know what? It's so true. It's like shocking that Chalk Adonai Mitchell did nothing. I mean, the most surprising thing of all time is that a man who was a 2nd-round pick 18 months ago got traded for a conditional 6th-round pick. Shocking that this guy could not string 2 good games together for the New York Jets. And then there was all this talk all week from the Jets about like, oh, actually, like we knew, like we wanted to get him in this trade.
He was not a throw-in.
He was
we had to have Adonai Mitchell.
We had to have Adonai Mitchell. What does Adonai Mitchell do? Tyrod Taylor leaves the game injured. Brady Cook comes in. Adonai Mitchell doesn't get a catch until the fourth quarter, ends with 1 reception for 24 yards. Nate, I will big time give you props for not falling for that.
Yeah, it's an L. It's an
He
L.
wasn't even cheap. He was 4,600. It'd be one thing if he was a total punt at 3K.
He got 100 fucking yards once. We're like, God damn him in. Like,
You know what it is? Honestly, like you know what it is? It's that everyone's kind of full of themselves from Michael Wilson going from nothing to being so good. So it's like, oh, well, if Michael Wilson can go from being nothing to being awesome, why can't Adonai Mitchell? Why can't Luther Burden go from being nothing to being awesome? Why can't all these and obviously the fantasy football community like kind of has an obsession with Adonai Mitchell. He was like kind of a weird prospect. He was a 5-star recruit, went to Texas, was a 2nd-round pick. He's been really good. Like he had 2 games last year where he started because someone else was out and he did all right. Adonai Mitchell obviously is like a pretty.
If
I don't
you
know
got
how you.
points per separation, Adonai Mitchell will be great.
Yes.
yeah, this is all Scott Barrett's fault, man.
You actually
This
have
is
to catch
Scott
the
Barrett's
ball and
fault.
come down with it in balance.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously another sharp thing Nate did was not playing Adonai Mitchell. So super shout out to Nate for not playing Adonai Mitchell. So this was where Sammy, our lineup was at 3:00. We had 3 points from Jayden Daniels. We had 17 points from Achane. We had 12 points from Cook. We had Adonai Mitchell for 3.4. We had Kyle Pitts for 15, and we had the Saints for 3. There's basically no way we won sticking. There was no path because every quarterback obviously was going to beat Daniels. 20 to 30% of teams had Josh Allen. A decent chunk of the teams left would have had Jacoby Brissett. Kyle Pitts, maybe if Kyle Pitts would have scored or got the bonus, maybe we could have said, okay, well, Kyle Pitts was not that owned, so maybe we can stick. But Kyle Pitts was not enough to give everyone.
He was on. He was like a third. He was on a third of the team.
Yeah.
He was owned, but he was not. What was he? Yeah, he was 54.3% owned in the big $50. So like, not enough to save you. And the obviously 15 points from Kyle Pitts is good. He beat his projection, but it wasn't great. The Saints, the Commanders, and the Titans all got 3 points, so there was no separation created there. So I knew sticking with Chalk Burden, not going to work. Sticking with Josh, I mean, I wanted to fade Josh Jacobs anyways, so I was like happy to get off of Josh Jacobs. And Michael Wilson obviously was the big one because Michael Wilson was, what was he? Michael Wilson was 85.5% owned. So like you pick anyone at that range who outscores Michael Wilson, or Michael Wilson gets hurt, or Michael Wilson duds, or whatever. You just move on and you accept your win.
This Michael Wilson thing is still breaking my brain, guys. Like I still cannot fathom that he's doing this. Like it's week after week. I mean, even like Marvin Harrison came back last week, and I was like, okay, it's over. And then obviously he was out this weekend, and I'm like, are we really going to do this at 50? And he did it again.
You keep saying it's over, but now we're back. I mean, it was such a strong pull that even though I needed to swap, I looked at it and I said, there is no way I'm swapping off Michael Wilson because he's 100% to smash. Like I'm just not pivoting off it. I know the theory might say you should do it, but you can't do it. Like he's too good. And
I mean,
and
what
then
if
he
he
just
had
like
to be priced at 7,500? Like what? I mean, seriously, this is insane.
Yeah, if he's 7,000 next week, I'm still playing him. So what I did was I swapped I swapped Wilson straight to Sutton. Sutton was 2% owned. I swapped Josh Jacobs to RJ Harvey. And then I swapped. This is classic. This is why like thinking you have game theory is good is so bad, because I swapped Burden to DJ Moore. There's just like no reason to play DJ Moore. And frankly, getting off of Wilson would have been enough. I'm trying to think of even if there was a permutation of players had I stayed. I guess if I did keep Wilson, swap Jacobs to Harvey, and keep Burden, maybe Harvey beat Jacobs by enough. Maybe 125-ish, because Jacobs got what, like 17, Harvey got 22. So maybe I don't know. I don't actually really think there was a combination of players that I could have done to have.
I was trying to get to Puka. I was looking for a combo to swap to Puka with, and I couldn't find one.
I was trying to get so Puka would have been. So it would have been like Puka, a legit like 3K guy, would have been like Andre Baccellia, the 3K Cardinals wide receiver, and then like Loveland.
Yeah,
because which I guess would have I mean Puka and Loveland would have gotten there. I don't think I could have realistically gotten there, but basically it was like had to swap. Didn't really see a good swap option, and it doesn't matter. I could have kept the lineup I had in. I would have lost. I could have done whatever. Basically, you get 3 points from your 6K quarterback, and Achane gets outscored by every other non-Achane running back, and you lose.
Cash.
What's that, Nate?
You have to build a really good lineup to overcome that in cash.
Yeah, and they're just I'm not Nate. I didn't come in with Puka. Well, I mean, honestly, I had Chase over Puka. I played Chase instead of Puka in my GPP stuff. I guess I got sucked in by the game environment and didn't. I mean, I fucking hate T Higgins, so I was happy to disregard T Higgins and just jam. Although I did do a Burrow double for one of my teams.
Yeah, I mean, that game was what, 39-34, and James Cook didn't do anything, and Jamar Chase didn't do anything. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Like it's funny that I scored like 89 points. Like it is funny, but it like actually doesn't matter. Like it's not. I lost when Jayden Daniels dislocated his elbow again.
Yeah, and Achane. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Wright went like 24 for 107 and a touchdown. I mean,
I didn't even know that. You're telling me this for the first time,
brother. I'm sorry to be the one to deliver this news to you.
He did 24 for 107 and 1. Ollie Gordon also went 5 for 17 and 1.
So I think Achane getting hurt was like some sick run bad because A, you didn't have to swap, but B, he becomes Puka. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And not to like, bring my prop betting into this, but I had all the Achane overs 117.5 yards total. He ends up at 105 and half the game gets dusted. I had him over 17.75 half PPR fantasy points. He ends at 17. I mean, just like all-time run bad. It's just so bad. Like, fuck. I hate when this shit happens.
Yeah, Achane was like, he was mega smash. I mean, every time he touched the ball, it was 15 yards. It was like,
and he was not like Giga owned. So
no, he was not.
Yeah, it made a big difference, like really big. So I mean, that's the thing. Like there was only a couple players who smashed on this slate, right? Puka smashed, Josh Allen smashed,
and Michael Wilson smashed,
right? So if any of those is the running back. No running backs really smashed. Like Achane would have been that guy. So yes. as bad as the result was, can't feel that bad. To be fair, click on my team real quick, Davis. I did the thing again when I swapped where I swapped Kyron just straight up. I didn't make like these big sweeping ones. I just swapped Kyron straight up for Josh Jacobs in the afternoon, but I only did it in 50-50s and double ups. I stuck with Josh Jacobs and all my head-to-heads because I don't have time to like go through each one individually.
Well, and frankly, I probably cost myself. I did cost myself some money in head-to-heads because at least I would have been refunded for matching because our team was a big train, so I would have at least gotten some of my shit refunded.
But that's if you don't have. I really think that's the way to go. If you don't have time to like go through each individual one, or at least do your high dollar ones if you can. But if you have like 100 or 200 or 300 heads, whatever that is, it's if you're going to end up with a 25th percentile outcome, you still rate to get 25% of your money back. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know that like not knowing the other teams, I don't think you should do a lot of like big swaps there. Like just take your pill, and don't lose it all and come back next week.
It's good advice. Whatever. It is what it is. Can't be mad. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail.
You know what? Fuck all that, Davis. I know the reason you don't do that is because you're chasing the dragon. You're like,
yeah,
bro, if this swap is the nuts, I'm gonna sweep everything. I'm just, what was that?
Just imagine
the Tyreek Hill swap or whatever.
Swap dollars matter more. Swap
of course
dollars
they
are
do.
worth more. Swap dollars are just better.
Yeah,
swap dollars are better
because
because
still chasing it.
Well, let's be real. Like we play cash for like a good amount of volume, but it's like I could win 10 weeks in a row in cash, and it's like it's nice, but I'm not putting a do addition on my house from playing cash games on DraftKings. So like it's what the content. You got to do it. And it's way better. It's way better content if I get a swap that wins, and it's also really good content if I do a swap that gives me 89 DraftKings points.
Buddy, you are right. I mean, this is swapped off of Michael Wilson. I'm cool.
Well, imagine Michael Wilson stubs his toe after the first drive, and he has like 4 points or whatever. I auto win.
It's never gonna happen, bro. He's superhuman.
It's true. It's true.
Also, what did DJ Moore score?
DJ Moore had one reception and he was tackled. He was tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
DJ Moore. What a fall from grace to see Caleb throw this many times this year and watch DJ Moore just do nothing all year.
I know, he stinks.
Yeah, DJ left.
Speaking of the Bears, Nate, this was the team I played in the Spy. A 1.7% owned Caleb Williams, James Cook 61%, Bucky Irving 19%. I was all over Marquise Bucky Irving today. He ran so bad to only get 16 fantasy points. I guess maybe he is still a little bit more banged up than I thought, because there were like long stretches of this game where Rachaad White was in there. I played Burden on this team. I did play Chase instead of Puka. Jacoby Myers, who would have thought? But this Jacoby Myers role in Jacksonville, they are just like giving him the ball everywhere. They're giving it to him on jet sweeps. He is like, the whole offense is built around Jacoby Myers.
He's their only guy. It's Myers and fucking Brenton Strange, dude. Like, yeah. I mean, it's Parker Washington's out. It's Jover for Michael Thomas. I mean, so those are the guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
This Burden and Loveland stack is like an all-time like Baltimore type of
lineup. So this in my head, I was like, I'm actually working backwards from like it's almost like, to me in my mind, it was almost like the Jacoby Myers thing is like, okay, if we work backwards from the reason why the Jacoby stacks were smashing so good were like factors of salary. Like obviously they scored a lot of points, but it was okay, well, Dortch is really cheap, McBride is underpriced, Jacoby's underpriced. Dortch was underpriced before he went on the IR. So I was like, okay, well, if Loveland and Burden are going to be owned, then Caleb Williams should probably be owned more than 1%. And Caleb runs, right? I mean, Caleb, his big fantasy smashes this year have come with runs. So I really liked playing the two of those guys together. I played Harvey and I played the Titans defense at 9% owned instead of the Commanders defense at whatever the fuck they were owned. I mean, obviously Chase bus, obviously Cook bus, so it doesn't get there. But frankly, I'd probably play this team again. Seeing the ownerships, I think particularly Jacoby at 8%. I think I would play this team again.
I think Cook is bad at 61%.
61. Cook is probably pretty bad at 61.
I think he ran really. I mean, I don't know how ownerships were. I would say Cook is bad at 61, and I would say RJ is bad at 21.
Davis really wanted the Chase and Cook mini correlation. That's what it was.
Yeah. Any thought to swapping off highly owned Burden and Harvey before you were? Honestly, I was bouncing my kid on the yoga ball. I once I made my swap, it was done. It was over.
Once he had DJ Moore, he's like, all right, I'm good. We're sticking.
Well, it's like this team wasn't gonna win. This team had 10 points.
This one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this team had 12 points from James Cook. So a lot of the times that is this is something that Nerdy Tenor has talked about on the endgame stuff, which is actually on a lot of these teams when you're really dead to first, like you have this James Cook 0 basically and this Jamar Chase, trying to like swap to like a crazy low owned combo to get to first actually like just nukes your EV because the
just want to
EV
get to cash.
you just want to try and cash. So I honestly, if anything, I maybe could have tried to swap to something like more chalky. Like if anything, maybe I should have tried to swap to like a Stafford or whatever. Or maybe I should have just made this a Jacoby Michael Wilson team, if anything. Just to get some min swap equity. But yeah, whatever. I really liked the concept of the Caleb double. Didn't pay off. I played a Burrow double with like a bunch of chalk on it in the red zone. Sammy, what team is this that we're looking at? This is the Darnold team.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So I went Darnold, JSN. Did I have another guy in there? Yeah, Ken Walker. Yee. 3.8 points.
Sam Darnold, Josh Jacobs,
but I essentially
Ken Walker.
wanted to get like a not ideal. But you know, it was a good way to kind of get the bring back in Pitts. So, you know, I just went heavy on that, and you know, hopefully that Seattle, you know, puts up like 40 in a spot where I thought that they could. And they actually came pretty close. They put up 37, but you know, the kind of the problem with Seattle is they want to run. You know what I mean? Like, so I figured like the way I was thinking is, you know, Ken Walker's been getting some decent work through the air. Not amazing, but like somewhat decent. But if Darnold and JSN get him way up, you know, maybe they just like give it up to Walker, and he projected, you know, decently well. So I just did that, and then it was kind of just chalk around it, frankly. The Browns at 27%. Yikes.
That's that's such a yikes, bro.
It's super yikes. I did not think that. I mean, they were like 3,900 or something.
Dude, by the way, shout out to Shadur. Because I bet I've talked some shit on Shadur, and I mean, I don't think Shadur is like a franchise quarterback or anything, but Shadur Sanders today, the first quarterback since Joe Burrow, and only the second quarterback in the last decade to have a 350 passing yard, 3 touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown game against the Tennessee Titans.
Wow. Yeah. Nice. Should have just done Shadur stats, man. That would have been
dude.
Shadur
And Fannin would have been like a huge giga mega smash.
Yeah, and they were playing Tennessee. Why didn't we do that? Yeah, I don't know quite what to say about this lineup, except you know there are things about it that are clearly quite bad. You know,
I really
Luther
like
Burden.
Huh? I really like this lineup.
I think this team is good.
I think that Darnold coming in where he did, Darnold has like 5% owned for Darnold is like exactly where you want to play him. I thought the JSN at 12% owned is like one of the best like raw upside scores that you're going to get, and at 12% like has potential to really leverage the field. Combining it with Walker actually made a ton of sense this week, I thought, because if Seattle mega nukes, it's going to be through those 3, and I thought. I mean, the ownership that you're getting and all that is really good. And then you're able to go with chalk the rest of the way because you got like unique where you needed to, but you still got upside where you got unique. Where like Davis's way of getting unique was through Caleb, Loveland, and Burden, and their path to upside is just so much thinner. Yeah. Where like this team, I actually really like.
Well, their path to upside is what happens, which is Caleb chucks it in the second half, but they just ended all the drives with rushing touchdowns.
But that's what the Ben Johnson Bears have been doing since their bye. Like DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai are like getting
but he also since their bye, Caleb also has a 38-point game and a 35 point game. So
before the byes?
Yeah, their bye was early. Their bye was week 7, I think.
Yeah, but I think the thing is like it's objectively a better spot for the Seahawks than it was for the Bears, right? On the road at Green Bay is, you know, it's gonna be tougher sledding than on the road in the dome against Atlanta, but also the
sure.
pieces here, right? The pieces here are lower owned. Like JSN is obviously the key to this thing, and he's going to come in way under owned, whereas like Luther Burden is going to be not chalky, but like, yeah, he's owned. I don't know.
Yes.
I thought it was an okay lineup. It was fine. Ken Walker sucks. He's just never gonna get there. Like what the
He's
fuck?
Just never, dude. Ken Walker's never getting there. Never ever
It's
in a
over.
million
It's
years.
over.
Never.
I'm
never
just surprised Charbonnet didn't score. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Nathaniel, you had yourself a little sweat here in the power sweep with Stafford, Harvey, Achane, Puka, Michael Wilson, Luther Burden, Harold Fannin, Colby
Sex.
Parkinson, and the Browns defense. This fucking guy Nate with the shitty tight ends in the flex. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. This right here, Nate. This is such a good team because it's just leveraging the field, like arbitrarily deciding who the 60% owned player is going to be. Like Puka Nacua being 17% and James Cook being whatever 60%. That is like classic. Like the field is just getting way too over exuberant about one play versus the other play.
Yeah, this lineup is really hot. Aside from the Browns defense thing, you know, everything else is like really, really solid. I mean, goddamn, like that Parkinson touchdown must have hit so hot.
Oh, dude, it did. And then I was just hoping the Rams or the Arizona could keep it a little close to get Stafford to the bonus because Stafford came in way under own too. So, and then I was hoping for a Burden touchdown at the end or anything to, yeah. But yeah, overall, this team, yeah, Davis, I mean, you kind of hit it. I didn't like James Cook in tournaments, and he ended up being way over-owned. And then Puka came in way under-owned. I thought 17% Puka. I mean, I would take that on every tournament team I could have. And, yeah, I mean, I don't love the Browns ownership, but pretty much everything else on this lineup I think came in. Burden, I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I'd play Burden again at 30%. Like, that's pretty high. But everything else I felt pretty good about.
Yeah, you should. I mean, this is a top 10 team. Top 10 team.
Nate,
what we cash for here, Nate? Is this like a 5K or what?
It was like 3.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
What was the yeah, I guess Josh Allen was on all the winning teams. What a sick team.
Just Nate,
you know what?
Allen.
You know, Naked Allen, by the way, it's just like, it's so clear that that's the thing to do with Allen. Like trying to pair Allen with like Dalton Kincaid
that's what I did, by the way.
Yeah.
In my other team. And it's directionally correct. Dawson
It's not, dude.
Dawson scored a touchdown. Kincaid scored, and it's like, damn, if that all just goes to Kincaid, he's like Harold Fannin times 3. Like, come on, man. Ugh, so brutal. Yeah, but yeah, you just play him naked.
Dude, this team is like didn't get weird anywhere. Like these are all good plays, wild projected plays. You know?
See, I think Chase Brown at 10% and like a legitimate 50-50 timeshare with P. Ryan is terrible, but he scored twice. He averaged one.
It's terrible, but he also used it because of the bring back.
I think Chase Brown is great leverage off of like the most over-owned running back in James Cook. It's direct leverage in the same.
Should have played P. Ryan, brother. P. Ryan is the one who, like, P. Ryan I think has more high value touches over the last month than Chase Brown.
P. Ryan is
he did it as his
P. Ryan is legitimately right? P. Ryan is legitimately a good player. The Christian Watson play here is obviously sick. Like Christian, I mean. In these non-lottery fields, like in the power sweep, in the spy, in the red zone, like you definitely can play a whole lineup full of guys between 10 and 30% owned. You don't have to do something weird. I literally only did the Caleb thing because of Burden and Loveland, because I wanted to play them together. And because I thought, and I did think like, oh dude, Caleb Williams can totally outscore Jacoby Brissett and Jaden Daniels. Like Caleb is a decent.
He can. He can.
I think I told you correctly, though. If you play that, you have to bring it back with a Watson type play. On the
you
did.
You did. The fucking Jaden Reed being in, I was like, they could mess with his routes. Was Golden even active today?
I saw him a couple times, but
the Packers finally getting this all-world performance from Christian Watson after blowing a first-round pick and a third-round pick on wide receivers they never play is so funny.
It's great, but this lineup is like really sharp. Like it's like Allen mini correlation with Chase Brown, right? It's Puka mini correlation with Michael Wilson. You know, what do they have? Do they have something else in there?
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah,
Puka, Michael
Burden and
Wilson?
Watson.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, a bunch of little minis in here. It's fun.
Also, this is the relevant for our stuff moving forward. Kenny Pickett came in this game with Geno out and immediately looked about 900 times better. Just like was ripping passes with velocity, not getting sacked. So there is a chance that we are going to be jamming Bowers, who scored again, right? Scored a touchdown in this game.
He did. I'm back in the Bowers business. Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, he's like 5,800 next week. Like, bam. Let's go.
Yeah.
Jack Batch season.
Jack Bash season.
Yeah. I mean, we may have to do a Pickett, Besh, and Bowers. Who they play.
Yeah. Turns out Daniels did not, in fact, come in way under owned in tournaments. The person that came in under owned was the Minnesota Vikings defense.
Would have been
all right,
so
boys.
goddamn sharp.
So tilted about Daniel.
Don't throw screens at Marco Van Ginkel. All right, boys, we're gonna get out of here. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for daily fantasy football videos, and we'll see you back next week.